Goblins, coming at you today with another figure review, or I guess I should say figures review. So we're gonna clump in two of the recent Spider-Man Retro Wave figures into one review here. We do got our little man Spider-Man right here, who I just recently reviewed, so check the channel for that. He is super happy to see two of his biggest foes behind clamshell. So he's hanging out with us as well. So we got these two guys. We picked them up in a recent toy hunt. That toy hunt, I will put a link above so you can check that out. I got them at Walmart. I did find the whole wave. However, I only picked up 4 of the 6 figures. I got, as you can see here, our Retro Spider-Man, which is a phenomenal figure. We got Green Goblin and Electro, and we also have Gwen Stacy. A review will be coming on Gwen Stacy here in the coming days. But I wanted to hit these two guys. I was really excited to get both of them. That Electro figure in packaging, we'll see once we pull him out how he looks, but in packaging, he looks phenomenal. So I hope he's as good in real life as he looks behind the clamshell. So we'll move Mr. Spider-Man over here out of the way for a second. We'll take a look at the packaging on these, very much like the Spider-Man packaging was. We've got that kind of 90s style, retro style writing. Even the Marvel Comics logo up here in the corner has that very retro 90s style to it. The artwork has the 90s style. I think they did a phenomenal job with these. I kind of hate taking them out of the packaging because they do display so well inside that clamshell. We can see everything, the figure, the accessories that he comes with. There's nothing hidden in this packaging. On the back side, they continue that 90s look, as well as give us kind of a preview of the entire wave that these come with. This one for Electro is the villain Electro. Max Dillon wields full control over electricity and his never-ending quest to defeat Spider-Man. So we'll break that guy out here soon. And then taking center stage, we've got the Green Goblin. So this is very much a brighter, retro, paint-colored scheme Green Goblin. We do get one of his little pumpkins, his glider, and the Norman Osborn head to go on him. On the back, same thing as Electro and Spider-Man. It says here, one of the few who knows that Spider-Man is really Peter Parker. Green Goblin is perhaps the web slinger's greatest foe. So that's probably true. Green Goblin is probably his all-time greatest foe. Lots of storylines revolved around those two characters. And then we get the remaining wave there. Let's go ahead and break both these guys out of their packaging and see what we got. All right, guys, so we got these guys out of the packaging, and just as I had hoped, they are just as phenomenal as I thought they were inside the packaging, if not even more so. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and look at the accessories these guys come with. So Electro comes with 2, I guess, electrified hands, we could call them. They look really nice. It's going to be hard to determine if I'm going to pose him with these or pose him just with the fist hands that he comes with. But these look really, really good. And obviously the light really sets them off even more so. But I really like that look. That is all he comes with. So he does not come with a lot of accessories. We get a little more with the Green Goblin over here. So we get, first off, this phenomenal, I'm talking about a flawless head sculpt. It is really, really well done. The paint job, the paint work is phenomenal. The detail of the hair very much has that Norman Osborn, hairstyle. The sculpting they did there is just flawless. One of my favorite head sculpts, I would say, at this point. So we'll see what that looks like on the figure itself. He also gets one of his little pumpkin bombs, and these look really good as well. The paint work is done extremely well, very much within the lines. Has a little bit of detail to kind of give it that pumpkin, very much a perfect pumpkin look. These kind of ridges in the pumpkin are sculpted in, they're not painted on. So it looks really good. And then lastly, we got his glider, which is really well done. We may have probably gotten this glider before as well. I don't have the other Green Goblin, but I'm thinking this is probably the same one. It would have been really cool if we got some kind of little flight stand for this to kind of plop down on, but you know, it'll sit well enough. Just, you know, kind of sitting there. You can put him on top of it and he just kind of has a stand to stand on. Now, looking at these figures themselves, so we'll go ahead and take a look at, let's take a look at Electro first. So this guy, look at this face sculpt here. Look at those, I mean, the eyes there behind the mask, just so well done. The mask is a little warped there, but I can probably heat that up and straighten it back out, or it may even straighten back on its own over time. So you can see kind of how this mask is just kind of, I guess it's just kind of connected to that face sculpt. I can't tell if it's totally separate. It kind of looks like the eyes have been painted onto the action, like, you know, this electricity face mask that he has is a separate piece from the actual head sculpt, but the eyes are part of this mask, not part of his head, and that may be one reason that it actually looks so good. These are real nice. The paint work on both these is really well done for a Marvel Legend. You know, we saw some little flaws there on our Spider-Man figure. We're not seeing quite as many here on this guy. We got some little issues here, kind of on the yellow, kind of lightning stripe down the side of each leg, even here too. Kind of in that joint seems to be kind of one of the tougher problems. Now, something they did here that I really like too is they're using these same feet. Those are the exact same feet actually that they used on Spider-Man, and I had made the comment in my Spider-Man review. I like them using just a large, flat foot. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the X-Man figure from the AOA wave, but he has these really little feet, and they're not even perfectly flat on the bottom, and he was almost impossible to stand. He really, really annoyed me on the shelf, would continue to fall over. Super annoying. As far as the articulation on this guy, it is your standard Marvel articulation. He does not have butterfly joints in his chest like we saw with Spider-Man. But granted, I don't know that we're going to need Electro to be in the dynamic poses that we would typically want to have our Spider-Man in. As far as his head articulation, we can get up pretty good there, but we're not getting down very far because of this mask that actually goes down and hits right against his chest. So where we didn't get the butterfly joints, we did get waist articulation, which we did not get with our Spidey figure. So, but Spider-Man has multiple areas of articulation. He has a chest and an ab crunch. So, you know, they're still kind of getting the same amount of articulation. It's just in different areas, probably areas based on the character need maybe. So it's good. Typical articulation in the legs, thigh rotation, double jointed knees, calf rotation, standard ankles, bicep rotation is there, double jointed elbows, and you know, your typical wrist. So he's really, really well done. Let's go ahead and let's throw on these new hands and see how they're going to look. They're very easy just to pop on and off. Hasbro has made that simple for us. And look at that. I mean, just really phenomenal. That's awesome. So, very happy with that. Let's pull Mr. Green Goblin up here in front for us. Look at that face and those eyes. Perfectly, perfectly painted. Head sculpt is on point. Got a lot of range of motion in this guy. You can see there, that up and down, tons of range of motion. We do get his pouch where he keeps his, you know, his pumpkin bombs. That's just kind of loose on him. So you could remove that if you didn't want to have that on him. He does, excuse me, he does have articulation that mimics Electro in every way. He's got the thigh rotation, the ab crunch, double jointed knees and elbows. So we won't go over that. It's just your standard Marvel articulation for him as well. Now he did get multiple accessories, one being, as we went over, his pumpkin ball. Let's see how well he can hold that in his hand. Not too well. Sorry, Mr. Electro. Okay, he can hold that really well. So there we go. You can get that ball in that hand very easy. I'll set this guy back here. If you'll just hang out back there for a minute. So the pumpkin ball can hold in his hand really well. You can see you just got to put it in kind of in the right spot, and he grips it and holds on to it pretty good. So we'll get that out of the way. He has his glider here, which he just fits in really nice. You can see the way his feet are shaped. You just got to kind of get his little elf shoes into position and holds him really well there. I like that a lot. Now we'll pop the head. So he does have this little scarf here that is loose on there as well. And we'll pop on the Norman Osborn head. Hey, it's a little tough to get on. Okay, but there it is. It looks really good, guys. The scale of it is done excellent. That is really phenomenal. I think this is going to go real well in most anybody's collection. It may even warrant, you know, the original, or I guess the most current one besides this one. It may warrant some folks actually throwing that up for sale, because this is phenomenal. Now it does look a little bit weird from the side. You can see here where it just kind of goes green and then straight in to the white. But you know, they don't really have a way to do that without giving you the whole neck joint. And I think that's just too much and too hard. I don't fault Hasbro for that, for kind of doing it this way. Most people aren't going to pose them from the side anyways. They're going to pose them this way. And from this way, I mean, he looks phenomenal. So, all right. Let's do some quick size comparisons on these two, and we'll wrap up our video. All right, so we'll start with Spidey and some of his foes, some of his biggest foes here. We've got, you know, the kind of normal size Venom, I would say, and Electro and then the Green Goblin, the ones we're reviewing. So you can see that they all look fantastic together. If we want to pull Venom out of there, we can replace him with my favorite Venom that's out right now, which is the repaint of the Monster Venom. Let's get him where he'll stand upright. It's the repaint of the Monster Venom Build-A-Figure, which I think is the best Venom that's out there right now. He is kind of crouched over. He is a great bit bigger than them, but he looks phenomenal with them. And then we've got our Doc Ock. I can get this guy to stand upright. I mean, that just looks great, guys. Start building the Sinister Six, if that's what you want to do. So these really look phenomenal. We've also got Sandman we can put back here. We can stick Venom back again, back behind these guys. So as I'm continuing to build my shelf, my Spider-Man collection and his foes, I do have Scorpion and maybe a few more for the Spider-Man shelf. I'm just not going to try to fit them into our review here, but this is looking really good. This retro wave is phenomenal. So we'll do Gwen Stacy next, see what she's got, and that'll wrap up the Spider-Man retro wave for me. I did leave the Daredevil and the Peter Parker on the shelf for the next guy, for the next hunter. So Again, if you hadn't checked out my toy hunt videos, check those out. Those are pretty interesting. Been hunting pretty hard lately for Marvel Legends and NECA TMNT stuff. So that's a lot of fun. We'll keep hunting as we continue to try to find new things, and they release new things. A Strong Guy built a figure wave. I actually saw in one of my hunt videos, I saw the Deadpool, the pirate Deadpool. So those are starting to hit shelves, so be on the lookout. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hit that like button. It really helps get my videos out there for people to be able to see them. And subscribe if you enjoy my content. Appreciate you guys. Until next time.